Oh, hey there. You just caught me reading Manga in Theory and Practice by Hirohiko Araki, the author of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I have this book, that's how you know I'm a super fan. Hey guys, Flash Adventures Nate. If you clicked on this video, I hope you like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and if you don't or you haven't watched it, go watch it, it's really good. Yeah, if you're a JoJo's fan like myself, you might have come across the problem I did when I caught up to the anime, and even past that when I caught up to the manga, which is, what do you do now? JoJo's is such a unique series, and it's kind of hard finding things that are like it, and you might all love it for different reasons. Stands are an incredibly unique power system, and watching them interact is super interesting. It's called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and the bizarre stories are enough to captivate any audience. Outside of those two things, even the style that the show oozes is wholly unique. There's not many things like it. And all the things I'm going to talk about today don't have all three of those things. I think if you pick and choose, you can find things that any JoJo fan would love to enjoy. So I have a list of 5 things we're going to go through and a few extra things I'm just going to throw in throughout the list. So let's get into it. Number 1, I kind of just have to say that if you just finished the anime, or even if you caught up to the manga like I am, like the 5 JoJo Lands fans out there, then you might be happy to know that there's just more JoJo's content out there for you to watch. I'm specifically talking about 2 things. Number 1, Thus Spoke Kishibe Rohan is a miniseries on Netflix right now. It came out in 2021, it's 4 episodes, and it's about fan favorite character Kishibe Rohan going on a bunch of crazy adventures, crazy bizarre adventures. It's an anthology series, being that all 4 episodes are separated from each other, and it's a new story every episode. And it's 4 episodes, it's a quick watch. If you like JoJo's, you're gonna like it. They're all written by Hirohiko Araki, so there you go, there's more JoJo's content right there. That's all the extra animated JoJo's content, but there's also extra written content. There's a whole host of light novels like Purple Haze Feedback. I personally haven't read them, but you know, they're out there. But of the things that I have read, I can wholly recommend Shining Diamonds. What even is this called? Shining Diamonds Demonic Heartbreak. It's a prequel story to part 4. It's just 3 volumes long. I have all of them here. And it's about Josuke and Whole Horse dealing with things from part 3 before the events of part 4. But yeah, obligatory mention, there's just more JoJo's content out there if you've only stuck to the main series stuff. Final thing I'm gonna mention is JoJo's are the video games. There's Eyes of Heaven and All-Star Battle R. I know All-Star Battle R is on every platform that you can play on, but I'm pretty sure Eyes of Heaven is just the main consoles. But that's all the JoJo spin-off content I'm going to talk about. Let's get into the other series that are similar to JoJo's. So, if you love crazy good world building, incredibly interesting and in-depth power systems, and a lovable ensemble of characters, that was way too hard for me to say, then I can recommend to you Hunter x Hunter. Now, in the anime community, when you talk about the best power systems of all time, the 2 main contenders that go up there for the best are Nen from Hunter x Hunter and Stan from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So if you want to read the series that has arguably top 2 power systems of all time in anime manga, there you go. Now I know I'm kind of glazing Nen as a power system, but it isn't the only reason that Hunter x Hunter is very good. And I would be surprised if a lot of you haven't already watched it. It's a long story like JoJo's is. The JoJo's anime is I think at 190 episodes, and I'm pretty sure Hunter x Hunter is about 140, 150. So if you like long, expansive stories, you're gonna love it. I'm definitely not doing it justice in my recommendation, but if you want to see 2 boys tackle a whole mystical, magical world full of a bunch of bizarre things, I can wholeheartedly recommend Hunter x Hunter. Now, moving away from bizarre power systems, if you want a story that's just flat out as interesting and bizarre as JoJo's, I gotta recommend Dandadan. Now, if you're in the anime and manga community, I know you've heard of Dandadan. Season 2 is airing right now, but season 1 came out October 2024, and it's all the rage. It's amazing. Now, there are little freaky scenes, so I wouldn't watch it in front of your parents, but it's nothing too far. There really isn't any fan service, and outside of the few scenes that might get you weird looks if you're watching them in public, it's an amazing show. The pitches, boy who believes in aliens, girl who believes in ghosts. Turns out they're both right, and a whole world full of cryptids, aliens, and ghosts opens up to them. And the reason I say it's about as bizarre as JoJo's is just because from arc to arc, I have no idea what's gonna happen. When the whole basis for the world is that every fictional thing that you could think of is real, that lends itself to an incredibly vast world with endless possibilities for stories, just like JoJo's. Plus, just look at this animation. It's dripping with the sauce that JoJo's is known for. And the color work is really interesting too. So that's the second new thing I'm recommending. Netflix, release more episodes, please. Dandadan Thursdays are amazing. I just want more. I know I kind of mentioned it with Dandadan, but if you want something that's just full of sauce, I need to recommend to you Scott Pilgrim. I know I kind of just said Scott Pilgrim, but there's 2 things you want to look at. Number 1, the thing that introduced me to the series, the 2011 movie, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. This thing, oh my God, it's dripping with sauce. Like, it's amazing. There are not that many things out there that will make you feel like you're watching a comic book, but Scott Pilgrim was one of those things. Just stylistically, there really isn't anything else out there that compares to it. If you love the crazy artistic direction and cinematography of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I can wholeheartedly recommend Scott Pilgrim. Now there's also the recent Netflix show that came out, Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, and that is an anime if you don't just want to watch a movie. I have not watched it yet, but from other Scott Pilgrim fans, I've heard that it's great. So you can either watch Scott Pilgrim Takes Off or Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and I promise you're gonna have a great time if you're a fan of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Now, before I get into my final thing, I'm just gonna go through a speed round. I'm not as avid in these recommendations, and they're only kind of tangentially related to different parts of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. If the past three are my really serious recommendations, these are kind of just my things where it's like, you might like it. For whatever reason, Phantom Blade is your favorite part, I would recommend Demon Slayer. It's got a similar premise. Good boy loses his family, goes out and fights. They're called demons. They're the same as the vampires from part 1 and part 2. Like, if you just want good classic shonen that reminds you of part 1, there you go, Demon Slayer's right there.
I don't know how I forgot to mention it, but both of the main characters also just breathe with the power of the sun. Hamon is just Hino Kami Kagura. Go watch Demon Slayer. It's really pretty. The art's really nice. You'll like it.
The main villain doesn't have the same sauce that Dio does, but Muzan's still pretty interesting. If you like the episodic nature of part 3, don't judge me. I would recommend you watch Yokai Watch. I grew up on this series, and if you just want to watch a boy tackle bizarre things with the yokai he encounters in his hometown, that's perfect for you. Now, if the ending of Stone Ocean made you cry and you like stuff like that, watch Cyberpunk Edge Runners. It's another short series on Netflix. I'm pretty sure it's just 10 episodes. And you know what? The moment this video is done, go watch Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Actually, we're moving Cyberpunk Edge Runners up to a serious recommendation. If you're a fan of JoJo's, or if you're just a fan of good storytelling in general, I love Cyberpunk Edge Runners with all my heart. Go watch that. Now, if you're a fan of Steel Ball Run and you like the idea of watching a cross-continental American race, I gotta recommend Opera Ranman. Now, this thing is a fever dream. It's bizarre like JoJo's, and instead of being a horse race across the country, it's a car race. Again, like Cyberpunk Edge Runners, it's another short series. Pretty sure it's just 13 episodes, 1 season, and quick watch. What do you have to lose? Final recommendation, I have another movie. This time it's an anime movie. If you're a fan of Part 8 and you like watching amnesiacs with a bubble theming, I have to recommend the movie Bubble. I watched this with a friend on a field trip one day, and it was a fever dream. I can try and give you the pitch. It's about if Japan gets attacked by bubbles and you have to survive by parkouring. But even then, I'm not doing it justice. It's an experience. If you like Part 8, watch Bubble, because you know, Soft and Wet has bubbles. It's there. But what this whole video has been building up towards, my #1 recommendation to JoJo's fans that want more content out there similar to it, just the entirety of the Persona series. That's my #1 recommendation. I said the entirety of the Persona series because I'm really talking about two things. There's the non-interactive storytelling, like the manga and the anime, but there's also the interactive storytelling, the main thing, which is the games. The Persona series is a spin-off of the Shin Megami Tensei series, and the video games I recommend wholeheartedly. They're amazing. I've played most of Persona 3, but I've also played a little bit of Persona 4 Golden and Persona 5 Royale, and this is just JoJo's. Like, it embodies a lot of the things that I've mentioned earlier. It's got an interesting power system, literally the closest power system you can find out there to stands with Personas, heavily inspired by stands, literally just look at them. But no matter what Persona you pick, 3, 4, or 5, it's a story about a group of kids going against some sort of big bad, eldritch evil, horrors, and it's a very personal story about humanity that's coded in this very stylish lens, which is literally just what I feel JoJo's is. Now, the games are RPGs, like they're just JRPGs, and they're incredibly long. Like, you could easily, I would say, sink in 50, 60, 70, 80 hours into just your first playthrough. Persona is a series about time. You might not finish everything in one playthrough. So the games are incredibly long. Plus, all of the games are on Switch, and I'm pretty sure Persona 3 Reloaded just got announced for the Switch 2. So if you're a Switch 2 owner like me, that's perfect for you. But that's just the games. The anime and manga are also amazing. I got into Persona through Persona 5 the animation, and that's my go-to recommendation for any JoJo's fans. But it's not the only one. Persona 3 and Persona 4 both have their own designated animes and mangas respectively. If you're a big fan of Part 4, I have to recommend anything Persona 4 related, the games or the manga or the anime, like any of it. It's about a group of kids investigating some bizarre murders in their town, which that's just what Part 4 is. So I don't know what to tell you, but I'm glad I got into JoJo's because it helped me get into Persona. It's the most similar piece of media, like pop culture thing that I could find out there similar to JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. So that's my #1 recommendation for the video. But there we go. That's another Flash Disney production. And guys, we just hit 100 subscribers. So comment down below, what do you want to see for a 100 subscriber special? I'll literally do anything. I'll probably end up putting a community post up too, asking what y'all want to see, but there's a lot of y'all now. So thank you for subscribing. And hey, if you're not subscribed, because I know 99% of y'all that watch my videos aren't, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Now that school's starting, I'm gonna be posting a little bit slower, but I'm still trying to get out a video a week. I'm mainly a Jojo tuber, but I'll cover anything anime and pop culture related. Literally anything. Yeah, make sure to like the video, comment down below what you thought of the recommendations, if you've seen them, or anything else you think Jojo's fans might like. But yeah, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Flashman 2008, out!